Nope. Good evening, Kitchen of Doom watchers. It's another edition of The Adventures of Greg in the Kitchen of Doom, but it's also going to be The Adventures of Amy today in the Kitchen of Doom. She's going to be assisting me.
Yep.
So what we're making today is a pizza bread bowl. This is a recipe that Tasty put out on Facebook just came aware of it a couple days ago. So it looks really good. It looks super easy. So everybody should be able to try it out, and it looks really good. So we've got this bread bowl. We're gonna hollow it out. We're gonna put tomato sauce, pepperoni or mozzarella, basil, sausage,
peppers,
green peppers, and more sauce and more cheese. Flatten it out for like 30 minutes and then bake it for 30 minutes. So a little bit of prep time and cooking time, so about an hour's worth of all that, but the preparation itself should be pretty easy. So I'm gonna cut up the bread bowl and hollow out the bread bowl. Amy's gonna slice up some fresh mozzarella. You can show the mozzarella.
It was really hard to get out of
the bag. Yeah. So I'm gonna slice the top off of this bread bowl. Like, it's in the recipe, it says to use a like a French bread bowl. But I could only find Italian bread. It's supposed to be like French bread, but it's a pizza recipe, so I figure this should be fine. Hey, Betsy. Yeah, Betsy's on.
Well, hi, Aunt Betsy.
So, slicing the top off. Meanwhile, Amy is slicing very thin slices of mozzarella. Well, it's not super thin. Alright. That looks good. So, I'm going to... In the video, they just did it by hand, so I'm going to hollow it out by hand. Now, I don't know what we're going to end up doing with the guts of the bread. It's not like pumpkin, like hollowing out a pumpkin. It's definitely not as gross as hollowing out a pumpkin. But, yeah, I'm not really sure what we're going to do with this leftover bread. If anybody has any ideas, feel free to post them. But, now, if you could take it on a walk in the woods and use breadcrumbs to leave a trail behind you so you can find your way back. But other than that, I'm not really sure what we're going to do with this. I'm sure Zoe would like some. So, what do you think, Amy? Does that look good?
Yeah, that looks good.
So, we've hollowed out the bowl. Amy's still working on the cheese, which is fine. So, the first layer is just going to be tomato sauce. So, I have some chunky sauce with basil in it. Kathy, that's a good suggestion. Croutons, we could do that.
Ooh.
If you have a good crouton recipe, feel free to let me know. But we don't like to waste. We don't want to waste a perfectly good
bread
midsection of a bread bowl. So I'm not really measuring the amount of sauce I'm putting in here, just kind of coating the whole bottom here. So we got that. Actually, I'm going to see if I can elevate the camera so you guys can see into the bowl a little bit better.
Mozzarella is done.
All right.
This is just the thickness of it.
Nice.
Ah. Here's a box.
There we go. Yeah. All right. So now we're gonna. Do you want to put in a layer of mozzarella there, Ames?
Sure.
And then after this, we're gonna do pepperoni. That's good. I just could do there's a little section there that doesn't have the cheese. All right. You don't want to stuff it too full.
Just want to have another.
All right. So now we're gonna do pepperoni. Amy, do you want to do the honors? Do you want to, or just help me? Now in the video they use the giant like deli slices of pepperoni, but we've got we have leftover turkey pepperoni from making pizza last week, I guess. So we're gonna do this.
It's definitely your preference, though.
Now we could make bread. We could make bread pudding with it, although it wouldn't be very much bread pudding. So, all right. So we got a layer of pepperoni. All right, now we're gonna do basil.
Just like put it on.
So just lay basil. Now leave one section without any. Do for Julie. Julie didn't want basil.
Sorry.
Although again, I don't know if she'd ever know that the basil was in there or not. But actually, she probably. If we don't leave a basil-free zone, then it will definitely be an issue. So we'll just do it that way. All right, so we did pepperoni and basil. Now we're gonna do some sausage. So I got like the sausage crumble. This is sweet Italian sausage. I cooked it up earlier. It took about 10-15 minutes. Mini bread pudding muffins. That's a good idea, Betsy. So we're not gonna use the whole thing. This is the sausage, but again, in the video they used like this chopped sausage, which you could definitely do. But this is the kind of you would get on a pizza, these crumbles. And then there'll be plenty left over, and we can use that for like maybe breakfast burritos or something like that. Some egg, or omelets. We could do that. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, so let's spread that out a little bit more. Then green peppers. Not too many, but just. And again, in the video, in the original version, they use kind of sliced pepper slices.
And they also use onions.
Yeah, they used onions too, but we are mostly an onion-free household. I like onions, but other people don't. All right, so did the peppers. Now another layer of cheese. No, wait, hold on. No, layer of sauce first. Sauce, then cheese. You did, huh? While I'm doing the same, can you get out the aluminum foil or aluminium foil for my international friends or my English friends and Australian? Or you could just call it tin foil, which it's not really.
Or this stuff.
Yeah, so we're gonna wrap this in that foil after we get everything in here, and then we're going to smash it.
Well, not like smash it, we're just going to... Is that what those big books over there are for?
Yes. Alright, so another layer of mozzarella. And this was an 8-ounce ball of mozzarella. You can break it up into 2 pieces just to get coverage. Amy, you washed your hands before we did any of this, right?
Yeah.
Good girl.
I washed my hands more than once, actually, because I was touching dog food.
Okay, yeah. We don't want any dog food in here. And then we're going to finish it off with a layer of white cheddar.
Can you put this on first?
No, we put cheddar. There's a layer of white cheddar in here.
Oh, yeah, and then you put this on there.
So maybe that, I don't know if that will help seal it when it's... So it's, I think it's about like a half cup of cheddar. On
it's
this.
Just covering the top.
Yeah. You can eyeball it. Actually, there's just a little bit left in this one, so we're just going to use it all. Okay. So we've filled the bowl. I got to remember how Okay, I think this is right. Okay. Sealed it.
Okay,
and then we're going to wrap it in Grenade a lot. We'll just use 2 pieces. Now, I have my assistant here, but you could do it yourself. I promise. That's good. That's good. Oh, don't cut yourself on that. Okay, so we got it covered. So now we have to place a heavy object on it. So what you should do.
You're gonna love this.
So get your ESPN College Football Encyclopedia. Okay. It doesn't matter what edition it is, but it should be, you know, it's a big book, big heavy book. So we're gonna lay it on there for 30 minutes. If you don't have a college football encyclopedia, it doesn't have to be ESPN, it can be any college football encyclopedia. But if you don't have one of those, then, you know, you could probably use like a Walking Dead compendium. It's not quite heavy enough, so you probably need to use at least volumes 1 and 2. But if you don't
have like a hardback book that's thick, that's best. Like a Harry Potter, like 2 or 3 Harry Potter books.
2 or 3 Harry Potter books would probably work.
Make sure they're the big ones, like 5 and 6 and 7.
Or look out. Or if you don't have one of those,
just get like a big pot. Get a wok.
A cast iron skillet should do the trick too. So we're gonna leave it for 30 minutes, and then we're gonna cook it for 30 minutes. I believe at 350. I'll confirm that. Obviously before I do it, but we'll check in later this evening, let you know how it goes, maybe show you and definitely show you guys what it looks like when we're done. But for now, we're gonna wait for 30 minutes and then cook it. So this is my assistant Amy eating. I guess maybe they'll just snack on the leftover bread. Yes, you could definitely wrap a brick in foil, but Betsy, I think most people are going to have the ESPN College Football Encyclopedia, so that's really not necessary. But a cast iron skillet or anything heavy, a small child, a dog, you know, as long as they're well trained, that should do it.
Like Sammy we are.
All right, guys. Well, we will check in later. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
We'll see you. Okay, guys. It's been 30 minutes, so we're gonna unwrap the bread bowl that's been squashed by the cast iron pot pan. As I told you, you could have used books, anything heavy, and that stays still. So a well-trained child or pet, books, that kind of thing. All right, so yeah, it looks pretty. Looks much squashed, more squashed than it was. So here we're gonna put it on a pizza pan. Just to continue the pizza theme. Now we're going to cover it with a little bit more shredded cheddar and some pepperoni. And then the oven is set to 350. And we're going to cook it for 30 minutes. So I wish I had started this process sooner so we wouldn't be eating at 8 o'clock, but it happens sometimes. Some people probably eat later. And for those of you in different time zones, it's not a big deal. You think that's good, Amy?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're going to do some pepperoni. And so we'll end up slicing it into like about 6 pieces probably. All right, into the oven, 30 minutes, and we'll be good to go.
All right.
Thanks for watching. All right, guys, it's been 10 minutes since we let it rest, as you can see, and so now we're gonna cut into the bread bowl, see how it turned out.
Oh, that's loud. Humbly.
It's very crusty.
Nice and crispy. Do you have a skillet? No, pepperoni overboard.
Look at that mozzarella coming out.
You see all that cheese?
We're cutting it into 6 pieces, kind of like the one with a straight cut and then a like an X. She cannot take much more of this, Captain. All right. Not sure how deeply I got into there. So just double check that we got all the way through. Hate it when, like, when you go to a sandwich place and they cut your sandwich in half, but it's only like partially cut through, so I don't want to have the same problem here. But guys, I think this is going to be delicious.
And gooey and gooey and yummy.
Alright.
We eat dinner really late if you didn't know.
We are today. So let me see. And maybe the French bread would have held together a little bit better.
That.
But here we go, guys.
Yeah.
Looks
Smells
pretty
really
good. All right, so there you go. Give it a try. It was super easy to make, and hopefully it will be as equally as delicious to eat.
All
Go
right.
eat food!
Thank you.
Bye.